After getting a notification for the demo being available, it was the first thing I played after my wife and I got home from our weekend vacation to Cincinnati. I had seen the trailer for Trees Hate You randomly in my YouTube recommendations and knew it would be the perfect game for some laughs. Trees are in just about any game out there, from the original Mario Bros. To typing farming on my side screen. You'll be hearing more about it in the coming months probably. But what if the trees you see are actually the game's enemies? That is the big premise of Trees Hate You. You start by making a character, which I did not expect to have character customization, but it helps you to build a person that will be frustrated with what the trees will do to them. You then take that character and control them in a game area that appears quite basic. Paths, stars, trees, and some ledges. But the big thing with the game is that each of those trees interact with your characters in different ways specified on the species. Some will smash you, some will trip you, some will block your path, some will pull a gun out to kill you. Yes, you heard that right. The trees will fire a bullet at you. How I best compare the game is that it is a puzzle Souls-like. Now hear me out here. You're not fighting the trees or parrying their attacks. Similar to Souls-like games, you die a lot. But with each death, it's a learning experience. You learn each level layout and how the trees attack you. All the deaths after you're first to a tree are your own fault. The difference between most Souls-like games and Trees Hate You is the humor. There are times during the demo I burst out laughing just at how absurd and unexpected the deaths can be. And the first time your path is blocked by a tree from the bottom of the staircase is both unexpected and hilarious. It's a game I cannot wait to see more of. Next, I tried out Artius Pure Imagination, which I best compare it to the Wario Land style games like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast. Where it differs from those games comes in two different ways. It has 4 different artists that you control, and you can switch between Pierre, Rene, Walter, and Guga. Each of them specializes in different aspects. Guga is more nimble and who you switch to for underwater parts. Walter is who you go to for combat that needs a bigger character. And Pierre, who is the face of the game, is the jack of all trades. The other difference is that while those Wario-like games are fast, Artius has movements like you would come to see in a 2D Sonic the Hedgehog game. Yes, all of the characters have weapons they will use against enemies like you see in Spark the Electric Jester, so Artius feels like a blend of all those games mentioned. Like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast, the art is not perfectly drawn like you expect from games now. Characters and backgrounds all have ridges to them like a hand-drawn piece of art. The 3 of them having that similar look make them stand out among the broad scope of platformers. The story is kind of out there, similar to the previous 2 mentioned. You play as graduates of an art school based in a city known for its rich artistic history. But a jealous student took control of the magical Artius book and took control of the city with an anti-art regime. You then have to work with the mayor to take down Rupstrier. I wanted to cover this one because there are not many Wario Land inspired games. While Pizza Tower and Anton Blast started the wave, Artius Pure Imagination is another one to watch for if you want to see more games like Wario Land. Lastly, I wanted to cover the Neverway Prologue. It is a game that I had on my most anticipated games of the future before, but now it has a release window and a demo, so easy excuse for me to cover it today. I had my eyes on Neverway because, like a number of gamers, I went through a Stardew Valley phase. Mine was in 2018 where I put 100 hours into it on the Switch. So hidden at my core, I have a soft spot for farming life sims. On top of that, Neverway really grabs your attention with its choice and color palette. Normally with life sim games, you have generally see bright and cozy colors, but here your screen is filled with shades of one color, and those are not the colors you come to expect. Navy green, maroon, steel blue, and Spanish gray are ones that I could think of. Not normal shades of blue, gray, red, or green. Plus, the game is tagged as psychological horror on Steam. I'm not one for traditional horror games, but Daniel Mullins got me into trying those games after Pony Island and Inscription. Neverway sees you playing as Fiona, who is fired from her job after not going in for a stretch of time. I would consider it a combined manner of quitting and being fired. After picking up the belongings she left at her old job, she's inspired by an ad to restart her life at an island where she will get away from her current life. Once the boat docks onto shore at her new home, Fiona finds her new home already decked with furniture and a PC. It has some fun mini games already loaded on it, but the big one is it has a simulation that acts as a preview for the combat for the main game. This is one of the three main differences I can give it in comparison to the pioneer to the cozy farm sim, Stardew Valley. The first one I already covered, the visuals. The second is here, with combat that is much more fleshed out than what Concerned Ape had in his masterpiece. The combat in Neverway feels much more fleshed out, to the point where it can be its own game in my opinion. It focuses on your stamina and dodging your opponent's attacks, even to the point where you'll have damages like a deep wound that you pause and it has a straight up picture about what it is to show that it's a big wound that you need to heal. The other difference is obvious based on what I've said and what you've seen. The game focuses on unspoken things in gaming like depression. The visuals add to that exploration of mental illness. The only other game that I can name that has the depression as a major plot point is Chicory, A Colorful Tale. I already had Neverway as a must to buy when it releases, but the prologue adds more cement into that being a great plan. It could be the mix of cozy and psychological horror that has me dumping a ton of hours into it. Plus, it releasing in October is perfect timing to blend with the spooky season.